Shit. Talk to the people, Rip.
Talk to the people. Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Is this thing on?
I mean, we're on.
Oh, okay.
See, when I'm doing all this is when you're supposed to talk to the people.
I guess I didn't get here early enough today so you could get your stuff lined up so exactly at 11 o'clock we could go right on there, and all of a sudden we're looking to see if Buckshot Kid's here or Big Al.
You got to speak up, Rip. Come on.
Okay.
2 years. We've done this for 2 years. Talk in the microphone and talk loud. I went through our last show and
How about
man,
one
the first
attitude?
15 minutes I couldn't hear one word you said on this thing.
Not one?
No, not really.
Oh, is that when we drew them big numbers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
About 15 minutes in, I heard you speak for the first time.
Oh.
All right, I think we're in. Can you guys hear us? I don't know. I'm setting these mics up. I think I'm on Rip's mic, and I think Rip's on my mic, so I need to probably change the volumes here. Medium 5 in the house. Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass in the house, all in green. That's awesome. George Jessen not in green, but that's all right. You're still here. Best part of the week then. Hey.
That's why I need to get in the green.
You're over with us then. Best part of the week. Adam M. Good morning from Norton. I think it's...
Wise, Virginia.
What's that? Is that not West Virginia? What's Wise, Virginia?
No, Wise, Virginia is a town we used to run in ICW.
Oh, yeah?
It was double hit with Johnson City TV and maybe some fringe Beckley, and on a good day you could get the Hazard TV there too, because everybody there in the mountains years ago, you had to have a big satellite to get any station almost. You'd see them little log cabins, and they'd all have the big old looked like the space antennas, and everybody had great TV and they lived in the cabin or whatever.
Pinion Haver in the house. Yo, he says. He's in green. He's the longest living member of the Wrestling with Rip Rogers show, tied with Michael Costello. I'm sure he'll say he did it first, but when it shows up in the analytics, you guys are tied. Exact same amount of weeks, months, whatever.
And he's from California, so he knows everybody.
Hey, why don't you tell that one guy that used to hang out with, that did like 3 clips of our show once and then quit. Why don't you tell him to come back and go to work for us?
Clip some more. Well, what, me tell him or Opinion Haver?
Opinion Haver. He's in California. The other guy's in California, so
he knows him.
They gotta be hanging out together.
Yeah,
so you just said it. That's why
I'm
Haver. Following up on your lead there, Rick.
Okay.
You said he knows everybody in California. I said, yeah, this guy's from California, so get him back.
Well, he's a big shot, hot shot on the Ben Hameen network, so Opinion and Haver, all the top stars.
George Jessen said he's not green because Mr. Spacely just won't give him a raise. Well, damn it, Mr. Spacely.
That don't stop Frank's Pickle Barrel ass, does it?
Opinion Haver said he was kayfabe. Manny the Weasel Valverde in the house. All right.
Well,
he said,
Coach, he ain't in green, is he?
He doesn't even know what green is.
He don't even know what green is. He don't spend no money out unless it's for R or some other or one of the Whitcomb girls or whatever. Then he's unleashing the weasel money. Just
the self-proclaimed best poker player in the world, or at least United States, or at least Indiana, or at least Jackson County, or at least Seymour,
Scottsburg,
or at least his own neighborhood, maybe his own house. Maybe he beats his mom one-on-one. I don't know. Coach T. Weasel wishing all my female fans a happy St. Patrick's Day.
When's that? When's St. Patrick's Day?
Sunday, I think.
Oh, Sunday?
Sunday.
The Weasel he'll be at the bar drinking weasel shit. Probably have to go get him a haircut and trim the hot dogs on his neck.
What do you got going on for St. Patty's Day, Weasel? Put it in the chat in there. Got big plans?
It's probably just busy being over.
Bubba's, Jonesies. What do you got? What do you got going on? Green beer, he said. All right, that's original.
We're still waiting on what's it called? The Weasel.
Yeah. Where's the Weasel cast?
Yeah, the Weasel cast.
When's the Weasel podcast? Have you got that entrance music yet?
He's still waiting on it.
Been waiting for that for about, I don't know. You announced it like a year or so ago that it was coming soon. Well, you had the logo.
He's been awful busy.
You had the studio. All you would do, you needed a name, or what'd you need? You needed something. Oh, he said it's been canceled.
Oh.
Due to unpopular
demand.
Unpopular demand, the Weaselcast has been canceled. Man, that's a good run, Weasel.
He's sort of in like the Jackson County top 10, top 5, but I think it split his interest because he's such a Scottsburg legend, dealing those cars. He's such a shifty
I didn't know he
dealer.
played in Scottsburg. I just knew he was a Seymour
Well, he always,
VFW player.
Well, he always told me he was like the king of Scottsburg.
Well, that's not hard
for playing poker.
He couldn't agree to financial terms with him and what's his name, the sports caster. God, I can't think of his name. Bull Diggin in the house. He's in green. What's up, man?
He's green. That's all that matters. He's saying hi. I'm waiting. Wonder if Bill or Al Robinson's coming in, if he's going to say gentleman.
Oh, he'll be here for sure. Don't forget, no T-shirt sales this week, so we need to sell a T-shirt here. ProWrestlingTees.com. Get you a Wrestling with Rip Rogers shirt or a Hustler shirt. Also some fanny pack shirts and some other kind of shirts. And if you want to donate to Vince the Prince, he takes all Rip's book money and steals it.
No, I told you he sent it all to me.
No, you didn't. No.
Oh, okay.
I hear the same story every week. Hey, did you know Vince the Prince changed his phone number?
Well, he's
So you never give me the update. So we
Okay.
got breaking news. What's
Yeah.
what's the update?
I had like
In that microphone.
I had like for 3 months. He sent me a picture of it where he sent it to me for 3 months. Okay, but he's got some other thing under some other name, or because he went off to Dubai and got married again, traveling the world again.
So he sent you the money. Then how did you not know you got the money?
Well, he sent me a picture, all because somebody got in my account and needed it, so it was gone. Mm-hmm. So.
Wow.
But Vince the Prince did his thing. That's all that matters.
Wow.
Yeah. He did what he was supposed to do, and as usual, I got nothing. Nothing. I was sort of like the weasel sitting there on St. Patrick's Day with no women.
I don't think it's anything like that.
Oh, okay.
And look at that. If we hurry today, we might make it again. I got a real work meeting I got to attend to online, but maybe we'll make it again. Medium 5, baby. Taco Bell, look at that. Dang, you better than Taco Bell after a day at Lila Studios.
Well, we've been there twice now.
Yeah, we still got a couple on that on that card.
On medium, been there a couple times, and it's taken basically 30 minutes to order each time. Boy, that's encouraging.
I've got it down now, though. I think today is going to be a quick one today.
That's encouraging business. Hey, let me go through the drive-through. Okay. It'll take us 30 minutes to get one thing. Okay.
I think it's going to be fine today. I got it figured out. See if I get that. There we go. Oops, maybe. Where's our background at? That was your job today, Rip, to get the. There we go. Now we're cooking.
As Rip Rogers live, it don't get any better than that.
Yeah, we got it. So we had another hot item. Oh yeah, we'll do this now and then do this again later. Actually, yeah, we'll get to this one here first. So if you have not watched the new one here, I'll tell you what, Mid-South Wrestling's on fire. We've got over 3,000 views. If you've not watched Rip break down his time in Mid-South Wrestling, some good storytelling, some good photos, some good videos, go right now to our YouTube channel, Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Check it out. Hit that like button. Make some comments on there. Get it out. Keep it out on YouTube. Actually, like this video right now. Like everything. Smash it all, baby.
You're a big fat Bundy. Bundy, you big fat turd. You're dumbing yourself out of Mid-South.
And if you did just catch on to this one, there is an old one we did last week. Portland Wrestling. Portland Wrestling. Go check out Portland Wrestling. What are you recording today, Rip?
I'm going to be talking about the championship wrestling from Florida in Tampa, the territory that Eddie Graham owned. So that'll be exciting.
That's awesome. So championship wrestling from Florida we'll record today. And that'll be out on Tuesday evening, hopefully. Should be out Tuesday evening, so be looking for that.
It depends if you ain't out gambling Tuesday. If you're still, you could still be hung over from St. Patrick's Day.
Could be, but I'll get it done. Haven't missed one yet. If you want to give Rip a couple tips for these awesome stories that he's been telling,
Look at the arrow like it's pointing at the worm there.
help him out with that fanny pack down there. CoachV40 at yahoo.com. I'll make sure Rip gets every single penny of it.
Now don't send it to my PayPal. I won't get none.
Don't do that. CoachV40 at yahoo.com. Holy shit, while we were away, we got Rich.
Big Al Robinson.
Big Al in the house with his $1.99 super sticker. Thanks a lot, Big Al.
Bull digging threw a $5 at us.
We'll come back to some of the old questions, but we're skipping right down to Bull digging. He's got a super chat there. We can't let that lie. Do you wrestle Dr. D, or I guess it's probably, did you ever wrestle Dr. D David Schultz, Rip?
No,
Any stories on him? Anything you know about him?
He was always I was at a couple conventions with him and talked to him, and he's the guy famous for slapping John Stossel, and he was broke in by Herb Welch, one of the Ron Fuller's uncles, great uncles and stuff, and they were all the shooters. So Dr. D, Dave Schultz, he was a tough bastard. So he was a top guy in Calgary for Stu Hart years ago, and he was a top guy in Vancouver for Gene Kaniski and Al Tomko. So he's been all over the United States and Canada. And then Hogan, he was tight with Hogan. Hogan got him that job in WWE when he slapped Stossel in the face when he said wrestling was phony, fake, or whatever it was. So David and Vince give him the Iggy to do something, so he slapped the shit out of him, and then McMahon fired him. So such is life. Huh?
Yeah, I hear all the time, or see all the time, because I actually put a little short out on it. People are like, "Oh, that was all set up. That was all set up." I'm like, "Well, he lost his job. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think it was all set up to lose your job." It said Bull Diggin also, he paid $5 super chat. So we're gonna get to the rest of this too.
Yeah.
I heard from Rene Dupree that he was the top drawing guy for his dad. I'm assuming he means Renee's dad. Even draw more than Ric Flair. Was he there with Renee's dad when you were there? Were you guys ever there at the same time?
We were never there at the same time. And when I was there, they had TV, and they produced their own tape in Moncton. So Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. And then when I was in Calgary, they had the superstation there, which we call TSN, the sports network. So like when I was wrestling in Calgary, I would be all over from Vancouver to Calgary, all the way to Maritime. So I was a superstar in the Maritimes without being there. It'd be like watching the TBS cable anywhere in the United States. Same thing was in Canada.
Okay, but let's focus on Dr. D here. That's what the question is about, Dr. D. So you're saying he wasn't there when you were there.
Not when I was
Do you
there.
know anything about him being there,
No.
or if he was a top draw when he was there?
No, I don't know. And
right.
you can say he drew more than Flair, but if Flair's not on TV there, why would he draw anyway?
I don't know. That's what we're asking you.
Yeah, you got to be. You got to be. You got to be on TV to draw. So who's ever on TV is the big draws.
So you don't think they had TV when Flair was there? Was Flair ever there?
I don't know. Not when I was there. No. That's what I was going by. I was there 4 summers.
All right. Let's see what else we had up here that we missed. T. Weasel says he owns Scottsburg.
Opinion Haver says, "What's the chances your mics aren't on?"
I don't know. Are they not on? Can you guys not hear us? They're showing up in green. Let me see. Let me see if I'm connected to mics here.
Are we?
No, I mean it's through the computer, so no. I'm Mac. That's weird. How's that sound? Is that better? How's that sound? Does that sound any better right now? It's weird because my little soundboard here, the mic lights are coming on like they were on, but we were actually using the computer audio, which, I mean, you should still be able to hear it. Hey, Opinion Haver said, there you go. Great. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for being an at-home producer.
Who saved the day? Was that
Opinion Haver?
Opinion and Haver, both of them?
Thank you. Appreciate it. It only took 15 minutes, but or at least 15 minutes for me to get back to your comment. Did a lot of plugging and chugging on there with no mics. That's awesome. Thanks, man. There's salty, whatever, refried beans said it too. That's why I asked in the beginning, is this thing on? Can anybody hear me? All right, here we go. Dr. D was awesome. Todd Brantley in the house. Who else we got here? Flair wrestled Leo Burke in AGPW.
Okay, that's Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling.
Okay. Question: did anyone watch the spot on Raw with Candice LeRae and Maxine Dupree? Might have been the worst thing I've ever seen. I did not see it, but I saw clips on it or pictures on it, or what'd she say, how bad she was? And I think she talked about somebody dying or something too, didn't they? Yeah, so I didn't even know Candice LeRae or LeRoe or LeRae or whatever her name is. I didn't know she turned bad. I didn't know she was a heel. So did that just happen on Monday Night Raw, or has she always been that way? I don't know. I did not see it.
Was this the girl they said was the shits?
Correct.
Okay.
So now they're just bringing it out on real live TV that she's the shits, I think, is what the angle is.
Oh, so, but they're the ones that put her out there and she wasn't ready, obviously, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so they're the dumbasses to begin with. I guess that's her character. Now she can be stupid for the next 10 years and make a lot of money then. What the hell? And she can get stupider and stupider. Then she's even more over.
I mean, yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I mean, when you're bringing that on live TV, that one of your wrestlers is not any good. I mean,
that's great for your company.
We'll
Why are you putting him on there?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to compare it to real sports, I mean, who is at the NBA right now? There's a team that's like 10-60.
Oh God, was it the Pistons?
So yeah, so there's real NBA teams that are awful.
Well, there's like
real Major League Baseball teams. Right. Last year, I think they had 2 or 3 teams that lost over. It was like the first time ever where like 3 or 4 teams lost over 100 games. So
and the football
horrible.
and they all tank so they can get better draft picks. Yeah, so I see it. Okay.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Yeah. Some of them may tank, but I like it. The Pistons, I mean, they've had hell. That was like the Sixers had like for 3 years in a row the #1 pick and never got any better at all. They just always sucked. Anyway, yeah. So I think it's obvious she wasn't probably ready. So now we'll see what happens after that. And that's coming from someone who's watched the Googly Gogger, PN News, and the Ding Dongs. I don't remember the Ding Dongs.
Yeah, the Ding Dongs. I think that was one of Jim Hurd's concoctions or one of his thought process or whatever. God, Jim Hurd. It'd be like having me go run the tax thing of America, and I don't know anything about taxes, and they had him running a wrestling company. He didn't know anything about wrestling. Unbelievable.
So why did they do it? Was he friends with somebody, or why did he get to do that?
I guess Ted Turner owned it.
Yeah, and
then he was between jobs. So everybody looked upon wrestling as a rib. Well, hell, just run the wrestling. That'll give you a job, and you got a check.
Okay. So had he worked for Turner already?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because when you work for, I guess, like if you was working for Turner and you was one of his buddies, he just kept you a job. Whatever. Okay, you're going to coach the goddamn. You're going to coach the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks. I don't know. I don't even play basketball. That's trivial. That don't mean anything. Wear a suit. Do like Pat Riley. Comb the hair back, put the gel in there, have a nice suit on, and act like you're telling them something, and who gives a shit?
Yeah. Penny Haver said Hurd came from Pizza Hut. I think I have heard
Yeah.
he was a pizza guy.
Yeah, he was a pizza guy. That's right.
Rip, this is from the pervert Frank's Pickle Barrel asks,
Oh, okay.
would a chick service two guys same time on road trips in the van, maybe double wank or better?
Well, no shit. That was the norm. Get real. We're not
How's
talking.
that for an answer, Frank?
Yeah, that was just the norm. I could tell a story right now, but it might be a little bit too heavy in today's world, so I better not do it.
You can't just dumb it down a little bit?
Well, let's just say there was Brute Bouchard and there was me in the back seat. And Debbie Cohn, or see, Randy was there and Leapin' Lanny. And Leapin' Lanny, of course, he would give it that perv look and he was watching us. But we had the girl, I was on her right hand. She was right-handed. And then Brute Bouchard was on her left hand. And Brute Bouchard was a French Canadian. He was a buddy of Rick Martel from Montreal. So we was having a race. And all of a sudden, so the right hand was going bing, 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 bing. And he had the crooked snabits. So when she was going him, she was having to go whoop, 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 whoop. So with me, it was just boom, 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 boom. And with him, it was whoop, whoop. And so I won the come off or whatever. The Snabit's favorites.
Really dumbing that one down a lot. Even put hand motions, hand gestures, sound effects. I mean, yeah, he really.
So anyway, he goes, but in his broken language, this is not fair. With you, you just go boom, 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 boom. And with me, I had to go whoosh, whoosh, because it was crooked. I said, well, it's not my fault. You're crooked. But he was complaining under protest. In the meantime, Lanny Poffa was just staring. And then Debbie Combs was telling what purrs we were. And Randy was just chuckling.
Wow.
Just another day in the life of,
Great question, Frank.
Frank's Pickle Barrel doing it.
Looks like our internet says it's bad. Have we been choppy? Have we been freezing? Have we been distorted? Have we been any of those things? Looks like I got a bad internet connection today. Could be all this stuff going on around the property. A lot of trees being cut down. A lot of
in the mansion. Oh yeah, I hear you got the windows open, so I'm freezing.
Well, they're not open. The windows are closed.
Oh, okay.
You
got a fan on. Okay,
yeah.
I wonder why I was freezing. Then you got all the neighbors going around. I got about 22 dogs walking around out there. The parade of champions with all the rich families parading their dogs. Are all here. My dog's better than yours. Mine's primped up. Mine's wearing a special this and special that. You're just sort of like a rich snob now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what I am. Let's see. I believe Hurd was a producer for Wrestling at the Chase.
No, that ain't going to be right. No.
Rip says,
no, Wrestling at the Chase, Sam Muchnick, president of the NWA. That was his baby. At the excuse me, yes, I wrestled there. Okay, been there, done that.
Steve says, Rip, do you have any idea what became of Wendell Cooley after his wrestling career?
I don't know, but Wendell was a hell of a talent, and he was really a good-looking guy. So I
thought he was hot,
and he could talk some shit. So he started out, him and his brother Greg Cooley. They used to do enhancement work for Ron Fuller, right when he started out in Gulf Coast Wrestling, which was Southeastern. It was called then. And then by the time he worked for Ron Fuller in Continental, he'd become a superstar. So he was good. He was jacked. He was good looking, and I think he was. No matter where he would go, he would have been a success.
But you haven't heard from him or about him lately. All right. Todd's talking again about the Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I saw that too, where his shoulders were up. I heard somebody saying that was all for part of a storyline. So I guess we'll see if that comes into play or not. What kind of beer do I like? Oh, well, interesting question there, Bull Dingin. Like all kinds of beer, like IPAs. I really have been into the IPAs lately. I don't really know how to describe them, like hoppy or not hoppy or anything like that. But like me a good IPA or two, like some Mexican beers, Modelo, things like that, Pacifico, those kind of beers as well. So
Yeah, I'm like Mr. Beer because I drank that one beer where Dylan paid me $50, right? So I'm like
beer connoisseur.
yeah, a connoisseur. Yeah, the champagne of bottled beer, Miller High Life.
There you go. That's
Shit.
actually the champagne of beers. Oh yeah, Miller High Life. Yep,
Yeah,
you're right. I was thinking you were saying Miller Lite. Rip actually has a beer named after him. It's the Hustler there in Seymour,
I've never had
Brooklyn Pizza.
I've never had a sip of that.
Yeah, you should have.
I wonder if it's
your
green.
Beer. It's not green. Is that what you ask? Did you say green?
Yeah, I wonder if it's green because that's just a St. Patrick. They put food coloring in or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the king have the green beer? Or is he or is he still drinking?
Yeah, he drinks.
Okay. Does he have? Is it light beer?
Yeah, he typically drinks Miller Lite.
Okay.
Speaking of the king, I found this picture popped up the other day. There's me and the king in my gambling days, and look right there, a beer in the picture, Miller Lite, right on cue. It's almost like we planned it, which we did not. Right there, we're filling out football cards, Rip. So those are from Will's Tavern. We'd go up there, and Finnenberg would give us football cards.
Weeb Finnenberg.
We'd get a hamburger, some fries. I'd usually get a big red there.
Oh, everybody.
Bring him home and study. I got the Courier Journal there, or in I think it was Courier Journal, and studying up football, doing some gambling. Me and the king, baby, don't get no better than that.
I bet the king. I bet every one you was choosing, he was just shaking his head. I could just see the king doing that.
Didn't win a whole lot. A rich snob as opposed to a poor snob. Yeah, I'll take rich. I don't know that I'm rich. I am back to work for my wife, so we're not doing too great. I have to work again. Rip, new show, My Tales of the Territories Tale on Patreon. Yeah, I don't know. I've still not really checked out Patreon, but that's a move I think we should probably make at some point in time. We'll see.
Well, maybe if we was doing porn and we was hot and young.
Well, then I'd be on probably OnlyFans. I don't know that Patreon does porn. Let's see. Rip territory. What territory paid the best for its time, Rip? Portland, Crockett, Memphis.
Oh, Memphis was the worst. Crockett I only did shots for when I was working with Ole. Like we had worked Baltimore, he'd have us go into Richmond or something like that. But I never homesteaded for Crockett. I just worked for him when I was with Ole, and then he'd take us off tour and put us in one of his towns because we was still on the cable. So we was a new face for some of his local towns.
Awesome. Yeah. As a German, yeah, Bull Diggins German. I used to drink some German beers. I can't remember what any of them are called. My family is like German heritage or whatever it's called. Like my great grandpa, I think, came over from Germany. Actually, I've got this whole story. Somebody typed and sent it, and it's the story of our family coming from Germany. It's pretty wild how this one lady came over, and it was like I want to say in Sowers, I think, or maybe Terre Haute and then went to Sowers. But like one lady that had come over,
she would have
and
to be
a guy
Sowers.
Like followed her. It was so weird on like a boat, and then that expanded into like our whole family. And
so she found some perv, right?
I don't know. You think everybody's a perv? Yeah. Anybody that has sex in the world, you think is a perv?
Well, in today's world, everybody is a perv.
Okay. Well,
I want to see girls with a beard and guys with orange hair and stuff.
Well, that doesn't make you a pervert, does it? Like if you're into girls with beard, facial hair?
No.
I don't know that makes you a pervert.
Okay, wait a minute. If I'm into girls with a beard,
I don't know if that makes you a pervert. I think a pervert is more like you're spying on somebody or trying to watch somebody have sex when they don't even know, like you're looking, like a peeping Tom or somebody underage. Or
so if you're sitting there giving yourself a wank watching TV and there's nobody home, and all of a sudden your mom comes in. Now, was you the bad guy for stroking yourself watching TV?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't think that's not maybe that, but that's that's what we need. That's not liking.
Hey, we needed.
That's not liking a girl with facial hair.
No,
those aren't the same comparison.
What's the official definition of perv?
Frank's Pickle Barrel ass will know.
Okay, Frank Pickle Barrel asks, Google that, please. What is the official definition of perv? PERV,
There you go.
which is pervert. Okay.
Thanks, Jason. Greatest toys ever made in the house. Don Owen had a reputation as a good payoff guy. I heard. Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch didn't work there, but I did.
Did was he pretty good? I mean, you just did the Portland territory.
okay.
You talked about the counting the money and going through line twice, and Elton paying.
What I was talking about, I said Don Owen was the best payoff man per dollars drawn, and that's because he had such great deals, like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday he was in Armories, and always sponsored by the VFW, so he could get like if we went out and wrestle, and remember when we'd rent the Seymour Armory, and years ago, it was probably the cheapest was like $250. Now this is 40 years ago, where Don Owen had a deal at the Armory because he was with the old soldiers or whatever, and he would get for like $50 a week to rent the building, so he could pay more money out. And then he owned the Portland Sports Arena himself. So, and he was rich from selling cattle anyway. So, but that's like Buddy Rose could, Buddy lived in Vancouver, not Washington, which is right across the, probably 20 minutes from the Portland Sports Arena. And he could work a sellout and make $600-700. This is 1979 for Saturday night, just for that. So Don paid that heavy ass money out. Of course, the Playboy was a favorite, and Piper. They drew the money, so they're the ones that got the brunt of it. But you could work there and work every day and it was just so much fun there.
Anybody happen to watch AEW on Wednesday? So AEW has recently signed 3 people, supposedly for a lot of money. I don't know if anybody really know what they're getting paid, but 3 people supposedly for a lot of money. And then Mercedes Moné, I think is how you say it, the former Sasha Banks. I believe she debuted on TV Wednesday. I thought maybe she wrestled a while back in some match. The rumor I heard was she's actually been signed for like 3 months, 2 or 3 months, but it's been out with an ankle injury. Does anybody know when she debuted on Wednesday if she was actually advertised and announced, or was she a just surprise come down the ramp? I saw the clip of her come down. They didn't really talk about her being like advertised for the show. She did kind of a walk-in, run-in, whatever. She didn't.
It was a slow walk-in.
She didn't do anything.
Well, she hit the one girl, whoever it was.
Oh, she punched one girl. That's right.
The girl with the skinniest arm knocked her out, knocked her flying in one punch.
Just didn't know if she was actually advertised for that show or not. Rip, ever deal with pimps on the road or just regular
pimps?
Yeah. Did you just deal with the girls, or did you deal
Always
with?
Just dealt with the girls. You go to every town, like we go down Puerto Rico. You take the new guys in and you take them to have a good time and stuff. Then they'd find out later that the ones they thought was girls wasn't exactly girls, and the rib was on them. Of course, we got them real drunk first, Then all of a sudden we'd sort of rib them, that they liked guys, and everybody had Polaroids of them being with the girl guys, guy girls, or whatever they were.
Penny Havis said Mercedes was heavily hinted at, never advertised by name.
Okay, well, that was stupid. Hey, I want to have Muhammad Ali here, but I'm not going to advertise him. I want you to watch, but I'm not going to say he's going to be here.
Well, I think now that she's signed officially, that everybody knows she's signed, I'm sure they'll plug her for the next show or whatever, or her first match or whatever she's doing after this. I'm not sure she'll be the ratings draw that they're looking for. I'm not sure any of the 3 of them really will. We'll see if the ratings go up after these 3 signs, or if it'll still stick around the whatever they're at, 850,000 mark, somewhere in there. You would think or hope, I'm sure they hope, after signing 3 what they consider big names to big contracts, that their numbers would go up, I would assume.
They're hoping they go up. That's for sure.
Or if they just signed him because Tony wanted to hang out with him.
Well, that could be too. Tony's Mr. Congeniality. I never heard the guys say anything bad about him.
I did hear Tony's. It was like after that thing with Sting at the end. It was like the scrum after Sting's final match. Tony was just saying how great it was to basically hang out with Sting for 3 years, and then and then he's trying to get Sting to come back before the thing even was over. He was like, "Well, hopefully Sting maybe come back as a producer or manager or just do something, hang out back here." Basically, is what he was saying.
Why don't you let Stinger go home and do what he wants to do, and just send him a check every week anyway?
Oh yeah.
He could
Well,
do-
because
yeah,
he
could
wants
do
to
that.
hang out with him. He wants to hang out with Sting, man.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that. These are Tony's just the world's greatest fan, and he idolizes all these wrestlers. It'd be like us hanging around NBA guys because we ain't worth a shit in basketball. Well, I'm not, but you are. But I'm just saying, and you always respect them, and you love to hang out because you look upon them as superheroes. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Toy or Tay, I can't see over there. Says, Rip, I have a match I want you to review. Can't I send it to you?
What's he need?
Rip, I have a match I want you to review. Can I send it to you?
He needs my PayPal number, don't he?
Yeah, email thelilastudios@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Send an email to thelilastudios@gmail.com. And then see if we can work something out.
Then I'll give you my undivided attention.
There you go.
Is he in green?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure Rip's not going to review it for free, is what he's probably.
Excuse me for being overly talented.
Getting at. Still showing no internet hardly at all on our thing. I'm not plugged in today, but nobody says we're blurry, fuzzy, skipping out, or anything like that. So I guess we'll let it go. I don't see TV wrestling ratings going up for anyone anymore. Raw has been better, but still can't crack 2 million.
Well, now I'm a fan.
Okay.
I used to watch. There was 1 hour of wrestling I could watch all week. It was Dick the Bruiser wrestling, no matter what shitty time slot it was on. And on some occasion, they'd have 15,000 people at Market Square Arena to see pro wrestling with 1 hour of television with not that much talent. Now you can watch how many hours a week of television with the same old shit. It's not special anymore. It's too accessible. And I don't know nothing about how you get stuff on the internet or streaming and all that other shit. That's above me, and it's always going to be. But it's too accessible to the fan. If you could only have 1 hour of rest, oh my God, shit, I'd be setting the alarm. Old Bruiser would come on after Sammy Terry Nightmare Theater or something like that on a Saturday night. And sometimes it'd come on at 2 a.m. But I was right there watching that son of a bitch, keeping up with everything. So it's just a different ball game now. And people, you're sick of the same old shit, especially when you're watching the same guys. Oh, they have to get their signature spots in. Oh, here's their special fucking song. God damn.
I love their songs.
Okay, now you're into their songs. You're not into them.
Oh, I know. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Love the songs.
Okay. Well, that's
why I watch. That's why
okay.
I tune in every Monday and Wednesday.
And that's why
for the songs.
That's why all the people watch. Yeah. Almost can't crack 2 million. God.
So we had a comment on when Briscoe was on our show, Danny Hodge story. I should have had this ready to go, but oh wait, maybe I'm on the wrong one. There's a couple comments I wanted to touch on here, but
when we had Coach Briscoe on,
yeah, but I think I got my comments mixed up. Oh, here this is the one I wanted from Portland Wrestling. Another great video, Rip. Ed Wiskowski married a girl who was the daughter of one of the three sisters
Of Portland Meadows.
who owned Portland Meadows Racetrack
Oh,
when I
yeah.
worked there.
Okay.
Did you and the boys ever visit the racetrack when you were in Portland?
No, Ed always went.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'd love to see Colonel De Beers at the racetrack.
And a lot. Well, he wasn't Colonel De Beers.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
He was just Ed Wiskowski. And then Buddy would go with him a lot because Buddy would gamble on anything for no reason, just to do it. If Buddy had a grand in his pocket, no matter where you were at, he was going to leave busted. And then he would talk you into buying Wendy's and stuff, but then he would pay you back the next day. Buddy was a cash man. He always had the big roll of money with him.
So did you know that Ed Wiskowski married a girl from there?
Yes. Yeah, because he was dating her. Because remember I told you about they'd have the pictures underneath the lamps and stuff. The porn picture. There was Ed licking some girl. There's the Playboy Buck Aztec and shit. And
you didn't go into that much.
Yeah,
detail.
they kayfabe the girls. Yeah, but yeah, it was Ed's wife was the Portland Meadows girl. Yeah.
Somebody was talking about Duggan and Butch Reed. I remember at one point in time, Butch Reed was Hacksaw Butch Reed.
Yeah,
did he get that from Duggan, or did Duggan get it from him, or did they start at the same time?
It was the battle of. It was Hacksaw Butch Reed and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Correct.
Watts fixed it so it was going to be one was going to turn and it's going to be up the Battle of the Hacksaws.
Right.
That's like the Battle of the Nature Boys or whatever.
Yeah, I get it, but that's not the question I'm asking. Did they become hacksaws at the same time? Were they hacksaws, like was Duggan already a hacksaw, so they made Butch Reed a hacksaw, or vice versa? Were they hacksaws in different territories just coincidentally? Do you know how it came about?
No, when I got there, they were both in Mid-South, and they were both called Hacksaw. But I knew Butch Reed from before when he was in Kansas City, and he wasn't a hacksaw at that time. So all I can go is by.
Where did he ever come from? Was he? Do you know where he started? Or
I think he started with Sonny Myers in St. Joe, Missouri, the same place Ed Wiskowski. Sonny Myers was a great trainer, and when I was working for Geigel in Kansas City, he was always the referee and hauled the ring, and he was an old carny, and he was hat-chat. He'd get in the ring and be talking hat-chat. But he was a good guy, Sonny Myers.
And then somebody asked about, said this was on, this is SM White, man. SM White hadn't been on here for a while.
He been hiding or what?
I think so, but been commenting on YouTube, so that's good. Okay. Oh, I think it said they've been working nights or days or something. I can't remember. Great show, Rip. Was Paul Orndorff's brother Terry in the territory during your time?
No.
Trying to think, Terry.
Okay, hey, when I'm talking about these territories and stuff, I'm not going back. I'm going of who was there when I was there. Right.
They're just asking if Terry was there when you were there.
Yeah. Okay.
So no, never. Did you ever wrestle Terry?
No, no. I'd always seen stuff in print, in different territories, because you used to get all the different sheets, and it would have cutouts of. Here's a card in Portland. Here's one at the Los Angeles. Here's one in San Francisco. Here's one in Dallas. And they had all those sheets before Meltzer. I'm trying to think of the guy that had the sheets before Meltzer did, and it'll hit me when I'm not trying to think about it. But he ended up dying or something.
All right. Any other questions over there? I'm just trying to find more from YouTube. We'd had a bunch on YouTube, but I commented to some of them, and then when they comment, they go away on this part I'm looking at right now. But been getting a lot of comments and questions on your videos, Riv. Everybody's loving the Portland and Mid-South videos out there.
Well, good. I'm glad they like something. Usually I'm just stuttering around, can't see, can't hear, don't give them any information. So maybe you get a little bit of history out of it at least.
Somebody said here on the Tales of the Territory of Portland, said the Kiwi sheep herders, Butch and Luke, had been misled by the promoters while wrestling in Hawaii. They wanted to wrestle in the mainland in U.S., but were told they needed a license to wrestle in the United States, not knowing that Hawaii was in the United States, being from New Zealand.
Well,
any idea what? what
Well,
that was about?
that would have been The Rock's grandpa and his mother and grandmother. That'd have been Leah Maivia and Peter Maivia. They were the promoters in Hawaii at that time. I think Lord Blears was too. But I remember when Buddy Rose was over there on vacation, and that's where he found Rick Martel too, and convinced them all to come to Portland to wrestle. And I guess, yeah, if he was New Zealand, I wouldn't know that Hawaii was the the 50th states. I wasn't from America.
Yeah, I think Leah Maivia, is that how you say her name?
Yeah.
I think she's a WWE Hall of Fame inductee this year here. They just announced, I think, a couple weeks ago. Speaking of Hall of Fame, Rip, show him your ring, man.
Oh, I got a ring here. It was sent to me by the great Larry Hamilton.
Right up there in that camera,
right there. He sent me a size 12. See if you can put it on your finger there. It's for the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame out in Jacksonville, in Florida. And I was with Larry, and we wrestled against each other for Gulf Coast, or Southeastern, which was Ron Fuller, and Tampa, which he was a graduate of the University of Tampa, where Fletcher and Nate Carr were coaches, and then they were the coach and assistant coach for UK when I lived with Randy Savage in Lexington. So it was the famous clique of the Tampa Tarpons.
Tampa Tarpons.
That was, yeah.
Was there anyone else inducted into this Hall of Fame that you know of at the time you were?
He sent me a list of the thing, and I just scrolled through it. It was all older guys and some of the older girls. So they were getting a little bit of press and stuff.
We may know older people. You don't know any of them that you could remember to?
No. I'll just say no, because I just looked at the other day and I couldn't hardly see some bitch.
Rip, you ever make
what?
Rip, you ever make love to a bald-headed woman? She had a big bush. Jesus.
No, I always made sure it was shaved.
I don't know, Frank. I don't know if you remember or know this or not. But this is technically like a wrestling show. I don't.
Well, Frank,
a lot of times he'll at least relate it to a wrestling like.
Well, Frank's in green, so what the hell?
That's right. Frank's in green.
He's over. He's over.
You can ask whatever you want, man. You've been in green for such a long time. Rip knows you're a perv because you like women with beards. Makes you a pervert, so you can ask whatever you want. Learned that today. Oh, look at that. Now I can see. You got to turn the damn light on. Wow. Always hated the WWF presented Buddy Rose as a fat guy joke. Buddy Rose, one of the greatest ever.
Okay, now think about this. When I was in Portland, Buddy was the very first guy that made videos. I think we talked about this. He made his own videos.
I don't think we have.
He made his own videos with girls as the Playboy in Portland wrestling. He sent them out to Vince Sr. And he worked a big 3-match Madison Square Garden program against the champion, Bob Backlund, with homemade video because nobody was doing videos at that time. And the Playboy knew how to get over. And the Playboy was a great worker.
So this would have been way before he was on WWF TV then?
This would have been WWF. But no, he had the matches in Madison Square Garden and everything with the champion Bob Backlund.
Mike Myers in green in the house, giving me some suggestions for the Tales of the Territory, which I don't know if I want to use or not, but I'll take a picture of this and take a look at it. So thanks, man. Appreciate that. Said Rip Through the Territory last week. Mr. Rogers Territories, you could do an intro of Rip coming in and changing his fanny pack like Mr. Rogers on the show, the kids show. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I need a fanny pack. I got the fanny pack, but it's being destroyed because I got so much stuff in there, and I kind
of like that.
All the sets of keys and stuff, and it's going through and everything else. So
Rip's in dire need of a new fanny pack, man.
Yeah.
Dire need of a new fanny pack.
Gotta have the fanny pack, ladies and gentlemen.
What year was your OVW Southern Tag title run with Dave the Rave?
Don't have a clue. No, I was there 20 some years, right? So it ain't exactly like
Well, it had to be toward the beginning. So when did you start there?
officially 19. Well, I was working shows for Danny and stuff. Then I went and worked the Maritimes in 1997. When I got back from the Maritimes, then I just then I was there all the time.
So probably 97, 98, somewhere in there. Had to be the late 90s, I would guess.
Yeah, Dave the Rave, he always got me. He got me a job bouncing in Broad Ripple. I'm trying to think of that club, the biggest club in Broad Ripple, and that's when I had all the guys come in, and I had they were, of course, they was all wrestlers. So I
Tell them, Rip. Tell them. Tell them. Tell the people.
So I threw them all out. So I was over, so nobody ever bothered me again. So every whatever night it was, I thought it was Tuesday, or I can't remember, but I'd work at the Broad Ripple, the nightclub there. All the top stars.
I thought maybe he was asking when I was the OVW Southern Tag Team Champion. Man, that was only like, because I would have been 2009, maybe. So mine was only like 10 years after you. That's not that far.
Yeah, that's about
seemed like a much bigger gap in my mind than a decade. Let's see. If you're a fan of them, what is your favorite wrestling entrance theme? Rip hates all that shit.
Yeah, I hate all that shit.
My favorite is Demolition. Stone Cold's theme's a close second. Yeah. I think I told the story just like a week or two ago. I went to see Rip at the Louisville Gardens when I was, I don't even think I was a kid at the time. I was probably in college. That's when you wrestled Jimmy Valiant's limo driver we just talked about. And all these people were coming down the ramp to the Louisville Gardens. It was so awesome with all the music, and Rip just comes out with nothing. No music, no nothing.
Yeah, I want to stick out, be different.
Definitely different. Let's see. Frank's, let's see. Greetings, Vaughn and Rip. DJ Eric. Who were some of the people Rip hated to deal with in his OVW time?
I can't remember. I don't think I really didn't give a shit about dealing with anybody as far as, somebody I didn't want to work with or something like that. I don't think that was ever the issue. A lot of guys didn't have much talent, but that was up to me to have a good as match as I can and to do the things that they could do. And it didn't try and make them do something that they didn't know how to do, or they wasn't good enough yet. But that's just called being the old veteran, and to be able to have a passable match with anybody, no matter how rotten they were.
Rip and Dean were a great commentary team during OVW 98.
Oh, Dean Hill was great. Only in OVW could you have Dean Hill, who was taller than 95% of the wrestlers. And then we had Kenny Bolin as a manager who was bigger than all the wrestlers.
Yeah. With all the retirement matches going on, what was Rip's final match like, and who did he wrestle? Tell him, Rip.
Why don't you answer it?
Tell him right there, loud and clear in the mic. Sit up and talk to the people and tell them about your last match you ever had. Come on, tell them all about it. Tell them.
I can't remember what.
Come on, tell them.
Well, you was there. Why don't you just?
What do you mean you can't remember?
I can't remember.
Full of shit.
Oh, you're easy, ain't you? Von Lilas injured me for. There you go. What do you think I opened it up for you? There. I got to sell that weak shit. He almost killed me.
I can't believe you were wearing a shirt. I can't believe you wore a shirt then.
Well, I was embarrassed of my physical appearance.
So that was
now what year was that? Probably about 2000. You think?
Well, it was when did you get run over by a car?
2002.
Well, that was 2002 then.
Okay.
So you were like 49,
40, let me see, 46, 48.
48?
Yeah.
You're younger than I was now. Come on, man. Take that shirt off. That was Rip's last match right there, right? That was your last match,
I
wasn't
think it was.
it? That was Rip's last match.
But
So I tell everybody I put him out of wrestling.
he did.
In that match, he ripped his shoulder trying to tie himself into the ropes.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake there.
No.
And
yeah, that's for sure.
And he got ran over by a car like a few days later. So that might have had something more to do with putting him out of wrestling, but
it was your fault.
I think it sounds better that I put him out of wrestling.
I think it sounds
His last match was against me right there in my hometown of Muncie. I beat his ass, ripped his shoulder out of place, and ended his wrestling career. Great question, man. That is the best question we've had in 2 years of this show.
And you just loved it because you just
great here, right here. I'm going to put it on there. Best question we've had in 2 years of this show, right there. I'm going to leave it up there for a second.
Second.
Sorry, second. That's the best. Sorry you got hit by the car, though. That's awesome. If ever work a Duke Fest with Jerry the King Lawler or Jerry the King? He worked the one I went to. He walked around security the whole time like a regular guy. I had a 25-year-old girl with him, too. Every time I've ever seen Jerry the King Lawler in person, which is just a handful of times, he's had like a 25-year-old blonde girl with him every single time. And I don't think it's always the same 25-year-old blonde girl.
Nothing wrong with that.
What's the Duke Fest, Rip? Did you ever do a Duke Fest?
No, it sounds like if they wanted to have a punching match or something like that. So Lawler was a great worker. He was just caught up in what years ago I called it the Memphis bullshit of Lawler would punch way too much, and he had a great punch. But if there ain't no marking on you, and if he keeps punching you, either he punches like a girl, or something's bogus, is what it is. So when you have a good punch, you got to know when to throw and how many to throw, or you make yourself look stupid out there.
That's the thing, though, with Memphis. I mean, so many guys that started, worked there for long, they all started punching, like all of them. And that's all the matches were. But it still was popular, I feel like, and over for such a long time. How did they continue to keep drawing for that long with big crowds? And by doing that, though, that's, I guess, my question. Surely the fans had to figure out after a while, Lawler just punched the dude 80 times, and they just didn't care, like it was Lawler. So it
was great. Now here's the thing: if each territory was different, and when you would go out of your comfort zone, you stuck out like a sore thumb.
Right, but I'm talking in Memphis, the Memphis fans, that territory, those fans, because they're not going other places.
No, here's the deal. Memphis had the world's greatest television, the strongest station in town, and a special 90-minute program every Saturday morning.
It was only an hour where I lived. But...
No. 90 minutes there. But the other markets, they would chop it to 1 hour.
Right.
So that's why the Memphis town drew and it was never preempted. Let's just say it was on at noon. You knew every fucking Channel 5 every Saturday on the strongest station in town. You was going to see your wrestling superheroes. And this was when there was no pro basketball there. There was no pro football. There was only minor league baseball there.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. Okay. I'm saying, why did people keep watching it when they knew it was bullshit? Because he punched 50 times in a match and never left a mark. It was my question, which I did. I mean, I was young, but I watched it every Saturday.
Well, you got caught into it like a Rocky movie, like you're supposed to do. You're watching with emotion, believe it. Shit, when Rocky knocked down Apollo Creed, I'm goddamn cheering, right? I'm standing up cheering like a goddamn mark. And I know it's a movie. I got invested in it. If you like something, if you love something, you're invested in that son of a bitch. And Memphis when they had that solid TV, with the solid TV time slot that didn't get, and you wasn't seeing other stuff on cable. That place was God. That's why Memphis was the #1 wrestling city in the world.
Jeff G in the house. Happy birthday, man. I think I saw it was his birthday the other day. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it was big man's birthday.
It's awesome. Talion wants to know a hit by the car story. I think we've told it on here, but if you want to tell it, I mean, Rip got hit by a car in a parking lot, basically. Left for dead, baby. Left for dead.
Okay, and then and why did I have to have a job at UPS?
Because insurance that you don't ever use. Insurance. No. Insurance, because Vince, man. That's all is because Vince McMahon.
It is. It was.
See, you said on one of your videos that all bad things come from because of a female. Well, in this case, it came from Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So it's not always a female then. Vince.
But it's always female oriented.
I mean, a female ran you over.
Yeah. And then took off. I just happened to get the license plate number. And what'd they do to her? Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Zero.
Let's see.
Lance Russell and Dave Brown commentating.
Yeah, they don't get no better than that.
Yo, everybody.
If Rip could manage new Suicide Blondes, who would they be?
Don't have a clue. Jason Lee's too old now.
Hey, Cody Rhodes has blonde hair and Dolph Ziggler has blonde hair. You could manage them. They could be the Suicide Blondes. Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler. Perfect.
No, it had to be Dolph Ziggler and Little Ziggler.
Oh, Little Ziggler and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Vaughn, you had one of the best theme songs, OVW, 3 Days Grace, Stand Behind. I stole that. I used to tag with a guy named Mason Rage, and it was Mason Rage's song. And then when he disappeared from the face of the earth, I just took the song.
You nicked his song, huh?
Sure did, yep. Sure did.
Can't cage the rage.
Can't cage the rage, baby, until he just disappears. And then he's...
All of a sudden he cracked and he's gone.
Yeah. What's that word right there, Rip?
The Black Dahlia. Yeah.
That on Marty Jannetty podcast, she was going to train with you. Do you know her?
Yeah. She, crazy, God, he does the crazy gimmick with the mask and the chainsaw.
Crazy
gimmick.
Steve?
No, not Crazy Steve, but, God, I talked to her last night because Dylan was on her podcast. And when she used to go to OVW, she never said a word. She'd just be in the corner and would just read a book and stuff. And now she's a girl wrestler and she's got her podcast and she was just charismatic as hell. And I started laughing. I said, before you never say a word. She's like sort of like chicken shit and stuff. But yeah, Dylan was on her podcast last night.
So are you going to train her in wrestling? Any truth to that, Rip?
Well, she's been trained by the Samoans. She's been trained by about 2 or 3 good guys. So I guess she was just wanting to refresh or something like that. But no, this was Nate. Let's see. What was her last name?
Rip's not telling, apparently, if he's going to train her or not.
Well, I'm not an official trainer anymore. If somebody wants to...
Well, you don't have to be an official trainer to train somebody. Like if I wanted to get you to train me and I said, hey, will you train me? You could still train me if I paid you.
Yeah.
Without being an official
I guess so.
Trainer. I mean,
I'm trying to think where her podcast was from.
Jokes channel and Haley's channel and Dad's channel. That's the longest damn YouTube name I've ever seen in my life. Must be a new listener asking about your Rip Rogers name as a homage to Eddie Graham.
Did you use a Rip Rogers? Well, that's the name Frankie Kane gave me. And he was a big star in championship wrestling from Florida. And he said I reminded him of Eddie Graham, so he called me Rip Rogers. As Eddie Graham was Rip Rogers in Texas in 1955.
Huh. Talion said someone Pearl Harbor Vaughn. I don't know. Maybe it's because I put you out of wrestling or something like that.
You needed to.
I don't know what that means. It's not very nice there, Italian. I think I got a good sense of humor, man. No, I'm just kidding. Man, and we got to get going. It's over an hour. I got a real job I got to get to. Rip's got to record. Tell the people what we're going to record today again, Rip.
Well, today we're going to be talking about Eddie Graham's old territory in Tampa, championship wrestling from Florida. We're going to be talking about we're going to be talking about 1985, the era when I was there. We're not going to be talking about, there have been a lot of stars there before and after, etc. But I'm going to concentrate on the guys that were there when I was there.
That's right. Rip's going to talk about the people that were there when he was there. That makes it a little more special, I think. Not just a random broad summary of everybody. Plus, he knows it better when he's there. So, Mid-South Wrestling, go watch it, like it, comment on it, all that stuff. We're getting some pretty decent views on these. So, go to our channel, help us out on those if you don't mind. Don't forget to get a shirt from Rip. Still hard for me to plug this book when he's not seeing the money, but get a shirt though. Taco Bell after this, BDM 5. Thanks for that, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, you saw the picture of me and Buddy Rose, right? That was the night he had come back from Hawaii, where he had met Butch and Luke. He's got the Hawaiian lei on. I got the Randy Savage gimmick fucking robe he gave me and the Go to Hell headband on, and the old Randy Savage knee pads, etc.
Oh, yeah.
The old hand-me-downs. Didn't get any better than that.
All right. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. All that good stuff. Want to hear some global stories? Yeah, I'd like to hear some. Well, we'll take out your shoulder. I would like to hear some global stories, too. I was always a big fan of global. Used to watch it after school. Where's our music, Rip? We need our music. We had no music coming in today.
No music.
We need some music. Here we go.
We did.
Everybody with the head bob. Hey, we got the most that all day, 31.
All right.
Biggest number, just to leave.
In many, many months.
Like any better than that. Next Friday, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern. As always.
You got to be thinking Taco Bell today.
We're out of here.
It don't get any